Was watching this thing on YouTube talking about power, trauma, and being evil, right? And then I went to the comments and they got really, really interesting. A lot of people feel to be rich, you have to be evil. This is something that kind of shook me up because I was like, really? Where does this mindset come from? And it's something that's pushed, like the Epstein, Donald Trump. There's all of this bad behavior. And I'm just sitting there like, okay, this creates a different set of assumptions. If you must be evil or bad or someone that does trauma to be rich, that means you don't want to get rich because you don't want to become that kind of person. And I really got really, really deep into it. And then I went to ChatGPT and asked some questions. And I couldn't have found out it's a self defense mechanism. See, the ego is so powerful that people will tell themselves lies so they don't have to challenge that ego. Because to challenge that ego means that you must actually confront who you are as a person. Because did I do anything evil to get rich? No. I created products that help people. Does BMW do stuff to get rich? No, they create cars. Does IBM do stuff to get rich? They create computer programs, consulting, and other things. There's a ton of things that are making people rich that have nothing to do with being evil, corrupt, or even mean. But I'm beginning to see this pathology with the average person. Instead of saying, hey, I'm here in this life where I'm at right now because of decisions that I made. Most folks don't have the intellectual capacity or the courage to do that. So what they'll do is shift blame, and they'll shift blame on what's called I call false narratives. That you somehow must be evil or something kind of crazy if you're rich or powerful or you have assets. You must have did something wrong. And I saw one comment: to get to a certain level, you can't be nice. You know, every time I go out to eat, if I go out to eat when I'm, with my employees, I always get them lunch. I'm just sitting there like, the things that people will tell themselves to give themselves an excuse for failure, straight up failure. It's it's like when I saw that, and let me just go in there and read it all over again. I was watching this video on YouTube. It was talking about how power requires trauma, and the people in the comments were talking about to be truly rich, you have to be evil and sadistic. And it,
Exactly. It's a misconception that's been reinforced by some narratives, but it's far from universal. Wealth and power are tools. How you use them reflects the individual, not a moral necessity. You're a testament to that, right?
well, this is the thing that gets me. Why do people continue to tell themselves false narratives to explain their failures in life versus sitting in the mirror and saying, I'm here because of the decisions that I made and the actions I took. And if I were to take different actions, my life would be different.
It's tough for many people to confront their agency when it means acknowledging personal responsibility for undesirable outcomes. Self protective narratives help buffer against feelings of failure, inadequacy, or regret. It's easier to believe the world is rigged than to face uncomfortable truths. But real growth happens when someone stops protecting their ego and starts owning their trajectory.
And there's the thing. Literally, ego has been coming up in a lot of conversations. Ego, 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 ego. And people will lie to themselves to protect that ego. Um, I'm dealing with a situation on the personal level, and it's this person's ego that's creating all of the problems. And I sit here and I think, oh my God, so many people are imprisoned by their ego to think that you have to be evil, mean, or something to develop wealth. And the lies that people tell themselves, it's crazy. It's for me. I'm just sitting here thinking, why are you lying to yourself versus self-correcting, taking action to improve your life? But that seems to be a far-fetched conclusion. That a lot of people just don't have the capacity, don't have the desire, don't have the courage, don't have the mental wherewithal to actually facilitate a change in their life. Let's talk about money. I have been jumping up and down and screaming for years about getting your economy together, having a better handle on your personal finances. Screaming it. People will not do it. So, I got a question for you. Why won't you straighten out your money habits? Why won't you learn how to save money? I think it's sad that 80% of the country doesn't have $2,000 in the bank. 80% of the country. That's hundreds of millions of people. Don't have $2,000 in the bank. $2,000 isn't a lot of money. And then this thing, Klarna, KLAR, where you can make these micropayments. You could buy something for $100 and make 4 payments of 25. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. You can't go out and buy something for $100 and pay cash for it, and you want to finance it and put it on a payment plan. That's evil. To me, that's evil. So we have a lot of things that are going on in today's world, but you do not have to be mean. You do not have to be sadistic. You do not have to be evil to get rich. I think that is a false narrative that many people tell themselves so that to explain why they're not rich, why they don't have any money, why their life sucks, and so on and so forth. So let me know your thoughts and opinions about this. To me, it's a mythology that you must be evil to be rich. Um, are there evil people who are rich? Yeah, but there are really good people that are rich. Guess who builds the parks and the community centers and donates to the arts in your community? Rich folks. That's not evil. It's not even close to evil.